There is a door already open for you. You may not see it yet. You may have walked past it 1,000 times, staring at the wall of appearance, doubting your direction, blaming the hallway. But I am here to tell you, the door is open and you were never locked out. You simply didn't know how to enter. You've been told success must be chased, earned, clawed toward with exhaustion and anxiety. But here is the truth that will break that spell. Success is not earned. It is aligned with. It is spoken into being. It is revealed, not by force, but by spiritual authority. The secret door to success is not hidden behind achievement. It is not opened by performance. It is not guarded by the elite. It is activated by the word and the word alone. The law says, "Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it." That means your success cannot be blocked, not by time, not by lack, not by man, not by mistake, when it is spoken through divine law. But the world never told you this. The world trained you to strive, to compare, to climb a ladder built by other people's definitions. It taught you to see success as status, as validation, as the final result of endless struggle. But I will show you the truth. The door opens when you speak your word in alignment with the rhythm of your soul. You've been standing in front of the door, hands shaking, heart doubting, eyes darting around for proof that you are ready. But you don't need proof. You need permission, and that permission is spoken, not requested. You do not knock timidly and wait. You declare boldly and enter. You are not outside looking in. You are already in alignment the moment you speak with spiritual dominion. That is the rhythm we begin today. That is the reprogramming we step into. You are not locked out. You are not looking in the right place. You're looking for signs when you should be listening for instructions. You're watching for confirmation when you should be speaking with conviction. The secret door is not located with effort. It is revealed by faith, by vibration, by voice. Jesus said, "I am the door." And if you understand what that means, you will realize that success is not something external you enter into. It is something internal that flows through you. You become the portal when you surrender the striving and speak the truth of your divine identity. And that is why the secret door has remained hidden to so many. Because they were too busy running, too busy proving, too busy performing. The door only appears when you stop and declare, "Infinite Spirit opens the way. I walk through the secret door to success, and what is mine now appears." This is not a trick. This is not a shortcut. This is the law, and the law does not favor the loudest, the smartest, or the strongest. It favors the spiritually aligned, the ones who speak truth in the face of fear, the ones who no longer knock but walk, the ones who no longer wish but declare. And you, right now, are one of them. You do not have to wait another moment. Your next opportunity is not waiting in time. It is waiting in vibration. It is hovering in the unseen, waiting for your word to call it down. The word is the key. And this video, this message, this moment, it is the handle. All you must do is turn it. All you must do is speak. And the door will open, not in the future, not someday, but now. Say it with me. There is a secret door to my success, and I walk through it now. Success, as the world defines it, is a chase, a moving target, a shallow echo of someone else's dream. But true success, divine success, is not something you attain. It is something you become. It is not measured in numbers or trophies or promotions. It is measured in alignment, in peace, in obedience to the whisper of your own soul. And the tragedy of modern ambition is that millions pursue shadows, mistaking external applause for internal satisfaction. They climb ladders only to find they were leaning against the wrong wall. They sacrifice their design to reach a destination that was never theirs to claim. But divine success, the kind I speak of, the kind that flows from infinite spirit, requires no sacrifice of self. It is not a reaching. It is a returning. You are not here to perform someone else's pattern. You are not here to play by man-made rules. You are here to express the divine blueprint etched into your spirit before time began. That expression, your perfect self-expression, is your success. And when you express that blueprint without resistance, without comparison, without apology, the universe rearranges itself in your favor. Why? Because the law always responds to authenticity. The law always supports the soul in motion. When you are aligned with your truth, when your words match your calling, when your energy flows without interruption or self-doubt, success becomes inevitable, not through grind, not through strategy, but through divine design. This is what I mean when I say the secret door to success. It is secret not because it is hidden maliciously, but because it is inward. It is missed by those looking outward. And the door does not open to hustle. It opens to obedience. Obedience to the inner nudge. Obedience to the quiet voice that says, "Go there. Speak this. Let that go. Try again." The world may mock this. The world may say success comes from tenacity, from visibility, from force. But I tell you, true success is invisible before it is visible. It is spiritual before it is circumstantial. It is felt before it is seen. You must define your success by the clarity of your alignment, not the applause of the crowd. You must decide that success means waking up and knowing, I am exactly where I'm meant to be. I am doing what I was sent to do. I am walking in peace, in power, and in provision, not because I chased it, but because I spoke it and followed it. Success is not static. It flows. And it flows when you stop editing your essence to fit into the molds of a world built on fear. Now hear me. If you do not define success by spirit, the world will define it for you. And that definition will imprison you. It will tell you that you are behind. It will tell you that you must sacrifice rest for results, that you must betray your joy for advancement. But I say, joy is advancement. Peace is progress. Stillness is strength. When your inner world is in harmony with divine mind, the outer world must respond in kind. So write this on your heart. Success is obedience to my own soul's blueprint. That blueprint was written by the infinite. That blueprint carries all provision, all timing, all increase, all favor. And every time you speak in alignment with it, another lock breaks open. Another wall falls down. Another hidden door reveals itself. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped fighting your own design. Say this with me now and let it reshape your definition of destiny. My success is spiritual. My success is my obedience. My success is my perfect self-expression, and I am expressing it now. The door is not secret because it is locked. The door is secret because most do not look for it in the right dimension. They scan the horizon of appearance. They chase outcomes. They monitor metrics. But the door to true success, the divine door, the metaphysical door, is hidden in plain sight. It is woven into the fabric of your daily life, encoded in the words you speak, the peace you ignore, the joy you resist, the intuitive nudge you dismiss. It is not guarded. It is not concealed by God. It is simply invisible to the eyes trained by fear. For the world trains you to look outside for validation, for evidence, for a signal that it is your turn. But heaven trains you to look within and to speak that which is not yet seen, as though it already is. This door opens not through logic, but through revelation. And revelation comes not to the mind that calculates, but to the soul that surrenders. What makes the door secret is not its location, but your willingness to stop asking, "Where is it?" and begin declaring, "It is here, and I walk through it now." For the law is vibrational, not circumstantial. The law does not wait for you to earn access. It waits for you to agree with access. You do not detect the door. You declare the door. You do not search for the way. You speak the way, and the way makes itself known. Think of this, a treasure map written in your own handwriting, forgotten in the back of a drawer. That is your soul's design. You wrote it. You hid it. And now you are being called to remember it. The secret is not mysterious. It is intimate. It is ancient. It is personal. That is why so few find it, because they're looking for something loud, public, dramatic. But the door opens in silence. It opens when you sit still long enough to hear the internal instruction. It opens when you stop rehearsing lack and begin declaring abundance. It opens when you say not, "How do I find my success?" but, "I walk in success, and it finds me." Florence said it clearly. The things that are for me can never pass me by. That is the key. The door does not pass you. It is waiting for you to stop walking past it, waiting for you to stop asking permission, waiting for you to trust that what has been spoken over your life is already true in the spirit realm. Your declaration is the voice print that unlocks the pattern. The moment you say, "I walk through the secret door to success," the unseen begins to shift. The hinges begin to turn, and suddenly you see what was always there, veiled by your unwillingness to believe. It is not a matter of location. It is a matter of perception. And perception changes when your word changes, when your frequency rises, when you begin to speak as one who is already inside, not one who is begging from outside. So, stop looking, start declaring, stop begging, start decreeing. The secret door is secret only to those who refuse to believe they carry the key. Now speak this with the knowing of someone who remembers. I no longer search, I declare. I no longer chase, I align. I walk through the secret door to success, and it is open before me now. You were not born into failure. You were born into truth. But somewhere along the way, the world handed you its definition of success, and you agreed. You were not aware of it, not at first. It came in phrases, in glances, in praise only when you performed. It came in school, when gold stars became gods. It came in adulthood, when your worth was measured by output. You were taught that success is visible, quantifiable, hierarchical, that you must compete, that you must sacrifice, that you must compare, and that success is always somewhere out ahead of you, waiting, but never arriving. You believed that story, you swallowed it, and with every silent nod, with every inner apology, with every whispered, "I'm not there yet," you made an agreement with the world's lie, and you wondered why the door would not open. But the door did not close. You simply wandered from your center. The world said, "Success is followers. It is titles. It is money stacked high and time spread thin. It is admiration without rest. It is recognition without intimacy. It is performance without peace." And so you pursued it, and when you caught it, or got close, you felt hollow. You had the outcome but not the alignment. You had the image but not the intimacy with your own spirit. You had the applause, but you were further from your blueprint than when you began. Why? Because you pursued someone else's version of success, a borrowed definition, a secondhand dream. And here is the tragedy. Most people spend their lives climbing toward a vision that was never theirs. And when they get there, they discover they've sacrificed themselves in the name of illusion. They confuse visibility with value. They confuse accumulation with purpose. They confuse activity with advancement. But the soul cannot be fooled. The soul grows silent when you betray it. It withdraws its guidance. It dims the door, not in punishment, but in mercy, because it cannot support a path that leads you away from your divine design. That is why you feel the ache. That is why, no matter how much you achieve, something still whispers, "This isn't it." That whisper is not failure. It is your blueprint trying to redirect you. It is spirit saying, "You've agreed with a false law. It's time to return to truth." Because the real door, the secret door, will never open for a version of you that is not real. The law only responds to authenticity. It only flows through alignment. So today, break the agreement. Withdraw your energy from the world's definition of success. Renounce the lie that you are behind. Release the belief that you must compete for what is already yours, and make a new agreement. I will succeed as me, not as an imitation, not as a product of pressure, but as the original, divine, fully expressed soul I was created to be. Say this now with spiritual authority. I break all agreements with false success. I revoke the definition the world gave me. I define success as alignment with my divine design. I walk through that door now. The world told you to rush. It taught you that success rewards speed, that if you hesitate, you'll be passed over, and if you slow down, you'll fall behind. You were conditioned to equate waiting with weakness, surrender with laziness, and stillness with irrelevance. So you strive, you press, you push forward, even when your soul whispers, "Not yet." Even when every part of your being aches for pause. You ignore the internal pull for silence because you fear divine timing will take too long. But let me say what no one else has dared to tell you. God's timing is not a delay. It is a design. The law of divine timing is perfect. It does not guess. It does not hesitate. It orchestrates. And every moment that feels like a stall is actually a setup. But your fear doesn't know that. Your fear says, I must act now. Your fear says, if I don't make it happen, I'll miss my chance. That fear creates false urgency. It manufactures misalignment. It convinces you to kick down doors you were never meant to open. And then, when the blessing doesn't bloom, you call it failure. But it was not failure. It was mistiming. Psalm 37 says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Not passively, not powerlessly, but patiently. That means with full trust, with certainty, with a calm knowing that the law never sleeps, that what is yours is never lost, that your success, real success, spiritual success, is unfolding in exact order. Divine order does not rush, it does not panic, it does not forget, but it also does not respond to anxiety. Divine timing only responds to alignment, and alignment means speaking the end from the beginning and trusting the middle to unfold exactly as it must. When you speak, I walk through the secret door to success, you are not placing an order with the universe, you are syncing your vibration with a reality that already exists. The door is there, the timing is being arranged, the players are moving, the pieces are locking into place. And your part is not to worry, but to watch, not to grasp, but to ground, not to strain, but to speak. Because the law does not respond to your effort, it responds to your frequency. And fear of divine timing lowers the frequency of trust. It builds resistance, it clouds the vision, but rest clears the path. You cannot miss what is divinely yours, but you can delay it by trying to force its arrival. And that is why surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. When you rest, you show the law that you believe. When you wait patiently, you allow the design to reveal itself in the highest form, not the rushed version, not the counterfeit, but the true, the whole, the fully prepared expression of your next level. So release your timeline, release your tension, stop counting the days, and start speaking the truth. The door is not late. You are not behind. The next move is already moving. And when you say, I trust divine timing, you are not stalling your life. You are stepping into flow. Say this with me now and feel the anxiety dissolve. I release false urgency. I trust divine timing. My door opens at the perfect moment, and I am ready. Intuition is the language of the secret door. It does not shout. It does not argue. It does not plead for attention like the noise of the world. It whispers, it nudges, it leans gently in the direction of your soul's alignment. It says, here, when logic says, that makes no sense. It says, now, when reason insists, you're not ready. Intuition is not irrational. It is suprarational. It is intelligence beyond the mind. It is the voice of infinite spirit, echoing in your own being, guiding you not through evidence, but through energy. And the reason the secret door is often missed is because people ignore the whisper in favor of the scream. You want to find your success? Follow your peace. Follow your joy. Follow the irrational knowing that keeps rising, even when fear tries to bury it. That knowing, that divine whisper, is the voice of the door calling you closer. You don't locate it by effort. You discern it by frequency. You recognize it by the feeling of inner resonance. And when you learn to obey that resonance, even before you understand it, you step into miracles that logic could never have planned. I have seen it over and over. A woman senses she should turn down a job that looks perfect on paper. Everyone tells her she's crazy, but the whisper says no. She obeys, and 2 weeks later, a position appears that fits her divine design with supernatural precision. Another soul feels an urge to call a contact she hasn't spoken to in years. It makes no sense. It seems random. But she listens, she calls, and the door opens. Favor floods in, timing aligns. Not because she strategized, but because she followed her spiritual GPS. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Intuition is a spiritual faculty and does not explain but simply points the way. That means you will not always understand why. You will not always feel safe. But if you trust the pointing, if you walk in the direction of peace, even when the path is dark, the door will appear. The secret door is not visible until you move. It is not explained until you obey. It is not proven until you declare, 'I trust what I know, even when I can't explain it.'" Intuition is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is the law of divine navigation, and when you follow it, you will find yourself in the exact right place, at the exact right time, with the exact right people, not because you planned it, but because you obeyed the vibration. This is not magic, this is law. So stop asking, "What's the right move?" and start listening to the still small voice. Stop debating. Stop polling your friends. Stop running it through your fears. Go inward. Ask, what feels light? What feels aligned? What direction carries the resonance of peace? And then move, even if it makes no sense, especially when it makes no sense. That is where the door is waiting. Say this now and open your inner ear. I trust my intuition. I follow my peace. My secret door is revealed through divine alignment, and I walk toward it now. The word is the master key. The word is the creative command that opens the invisible into the visible. Nothing in the spiritual realm moves without a decree. Nothing unlocks until it is named, claimed, and spoken with dominion. This is not poetic metaphor. This is spiritual law. The same law that formed the worlds when God said, "Let there be light." The same law that Jesus invoked when he said, "Lazarus, come forth." The same law that moves your own destiny from potential into presence when you open your mouth and speak the word of truth with unwavering authority. The door you are looking for, the secret door to success, will not open through thought alone. It will not open through effort. It will open when you speak to it. Revelation 3:8 says, "Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it." But hear me clearly. Just because the door is open in spirit does not mean you automatically walk through it. The door is spiritual, but the bridge to that door is vibrational. It must be walked through by word. The word you speak activates the door. It tunes your field to its frequency. You cannot stumble upon divine success. You must declare your right to it. You must command your consciousness into alignment. You must speak with the boldness of one who knows that the law is listening, not to your feelings, not to your fears, but to your frequency. You say, "I feel blocked." Speak. You say, "I don't know the next step." Speak. You say, "Nothing is moving." Then move your tongue and move your world. Every declaration is a key, and when spoken in alignment with truth, that key never fails. The door may be invisible, but it is not imaginary. It is real, and it is responsive to your word. Every time you speak from fear, the door dims. Every time you speak from faith, the door illuminates. Florence taught, "Man's word is his wand filled with magic and power." Your spoken word, when charged with faith and truth, bypasses resistance, bypasses appearance, bypasses logic. It cuts through delay and carves a straight path to the fulfillment of your design. You do not need to know all the steps. You only need to speak the next command. You only need to say, "The door is open. I walk through it now." And then trust that the law, which never fails, will honor your decree. Let me give you the words. Let these be your morning command, your daily vibration, your evening seal. I walk through the secret door to success. What is mine now appears. Infinite Spirit opens the way for my perfect expression. I do not strive, I declare. I do not search, I speak. I am in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing, under grace, in perfect ways. Speak this. Speak it daily. Speak it until the frequency rises. Speak it until the field rearranges. Speak it until the unseen becomes seen. For the word is the instrument, and the word is the key. Say it with me now. I walk through the secret door to success, and I do not knock, I enter. She was not unlike you, a woman of vision, a woman of effort, a woman with a heart full of dreams and a calendar full of delays. She had done everything the world told her to do. She had worked hard, followed the formulas, knocked on every door she could find. She had taken the courses, perfected her resume, kept her head down and her hopes up, and yet no door would open. Every opportunity seemed to evaporate. Every lead went cold. Every time she thought, "This must be it," the door creaked but never turned. It was enough to make her believe she was cursed, or worse, invisible to the law. But she wasn't cursed. She was simply unaligned. She was speaking her fear louder than her faith. Then one day, exhausted and disillusioned, she sat in silence and heard a phrase she'd never heard before, soft but sure. Speak the way open. Not work harder, not fix yourself, not hustle, just speak. She didn't understand it, but something in her stirred. She remembered reading Florence Scovel Shinn's words. Infinite Spirit opens the way for my right place. I give thanks that it now manifests under grace in a perfect way. Something about it rang different now. It wasn't affirmation. It was command. It wasn't hope. It was law. So she began. Every morning, every night, sometimes through tears, sometimes with a whisper, sometimes shouting in her car like a prophet. But she spoke. Infinite Spirit opens the way. My door is open. My good appears now. At first, nothing changed on the outside, but inside, a shift occurred. She stopped doubting. She stopped begging. She stopped trying to control what was never hers to manage. And then, without warning, without strategy, an email arrived. A contact she hadn't spoken to in 3 years. A position she hadn't even applied for. It was not on her list. It was not in her plan. But it was perfect. It honored her spirit, matched her skills, and required no compromise. It came without stress. It came without delay. It came because the door had been waiting for her to stop knocking and start walking. And I tell you this not as a fantasy, not as motivation, but as a metaphysical fact. The moment she spoke, the unseen began to shift. The moment she stopped pleading and started decreeing, the door turned. Her case is not rare, it is law. The spoken word aligned her with her divine appointment. Not because she earned it, but because she claimed it. This is what happens when you speak from truth, when you speak from knowing, when you declare what the law already knows to be yours. The door is not forced, it is revealed. The success is not manufactured, it is inherited. So do not say, "That could never happen to me." Say, "It is already happening through me." Say, "I walk in the power of the word. I speak the way open. The door appears because I command it to." Say it now. Say it for yourself. Infinite Spirit opens the way for my right place. I walk through the secret door to success. What is mine cannot be kept from me. The door was there all along, and I speak it open now. There is a rhythm to your reality, and that rhythm is set by your words. Not the words you speak once in hope, but the words you speak daily in habit. These are the spells you cast without knowing it. These are the vibrations you release into the field each time you say, "It's not happening yet. I'm waiting on my breakthrough. Maybe someday. I don't see how." These phrases are not innocent. They are not neutral. They are delay commands. They are subconscious instructions that tell divine law to postpone your good, to reschedule your miracle, to withhold the key. And the law, being exact, obeys, not because it is cruel, but because it is obedient. You said not yet, so the door remains shut. Every time you say, "I'm trying," you anchor your spirit in struggle. Every time you say, "One day I'll get there," you place your success in a future that never arrives. Every time you say, "I hope this works," you attach doubt to the word and dissolve its power. The law cannot respond to double-minded declarations. It moves only on the voice of authority, not ambiguity. And when your daily language drips with hesitation, hesitation becomes your reality. Florence said, "Fear and impatience demagnetize." That means your delays are not random. They are reinforced by your mouth. The subconscious hears every phrase, stores every tone, records every sentence. And when it hears not yet, someday, I'll believe it when I see it, it obeys. It holds your manifestation in limbo, waiting for a clear present tense command. You say, "But I've been speaking affirmations." Yes, but have you also been canceling them with casual doubt, with sighs of delay, with internal agreements of defeat? Let's be honest now. How often do you wake up and declare, "This is the day it happens," and then 10 minutes later say, "Maybe next week"? The door to success does not respond to emotional swings. It responds to consistency, to clarity, to conviction. You must speak in the language of now. You must declare your good in the present tense as already done, already yours, already real. That is not delusion. It is dominion. So from this moment forward, we break the delay language. We stop speaking in shadows and start speaking in light. No more if, no more eventually, no more someday. Your door is not in the future, it is in your frequency. And your frequency is shaped by your word. Now say this with me, not as practice, but as power. I release all language of delay. I speak in the present tense of power. My door is open now. My success is manifest now. This is not preparation time. This is demonstration time. Speak it until the echo of doubt dissolves. Speak it until the law rewrites your timeline. Speak it until your subconscious has no option but to obey the command of now. To break the old rhythm of delay, you must install a new one, intentionally, powerfully, and repeatedly. Because the subconscious mind is not changed through logic. It is changed through rhythm, through repetition, through the pounding drumbeat of truth, spoken until it carves a new groove in consciousness. The words you speak are seeds, yes, but they are also songs. They are the melodies your mind marches to, and if you've been marching to "not yet," "maybe one day," or "I hope it works," then you've been dancing to the rhythm of postponement, pacing the hallway outside the very door you were meant to enter. But now, you will speak a new rhythm. And as the rhythm changes, the door reveals itself. So I say to you, replace the old chant of someday with the declaration of this day. Say it again and again, like a mantra forged in heaven's fire. Not one day, this day. Not someday, right now. Not later, this moment is mine. These are not poetic flourishes. These are metaphysical tools. They are chisels breaking down the false wall of waiting. They are lightning strikes against the shadow of hesitation. Each phrase spoken in present tense power electrifies the field around you, awakens dormant opportunity, rearranges timing, and calls forth demonstration. Say this with rhythm. I walk in alignment, and the door appears. Again, I walk in alignment, and the door appears. Not because I forced it, not because I chased it, but because the law responds to rhythm, and I am now aligned with the sound of success. You are not waiting on the universe. The universe is waiting on your rhythm to stabilize. When you speak sporadically, you live sporadically. When you declare with rhythm, you live in rhythm. That rhythm becomes a path. That path becomes a pattern. That pattern becomes a portal. And that portal becomes the door, no longer hidden, no longer delayed, but present and open before you. So now we chant, not as beggars, not as wishers, but as those who know the law. Say it like you are building the ground beneath your feet. This is the day my success reveals itself. This is the hour my good makes itself known. I no longer echo the voice of doubt. I speak the rhythm of power. I no longer wait. I walk. I no longer knock. I enter. I walk in alignment and the door appears. Again, I walk in alignment and the door appears. Let it be your heartbeat. Let it be your breath. Let it be your truth. You have spent your life searching for the door, outside, ahead, around the corner. You have looked to mentors, maps, formulas, affirmations, and systems. You have knocked and waited, waited and knocked. You have peered down endless corridors of opportunity, wondering which path would finally open to you. But now the truth must be spoken. You are not looking for the door. You are the door. The success you seek is not outside you. It flows through you. The gate to your next dimension is not behind some invisible wall. It is you. It is your vibration. It is your alignment. It is your obedience to the whisper of divine mind, and your boldness to speak it without apology. This is not mystical abstraction. It is metaphysical law. All that has ever blocked your access has been a false belief about separation. You believed the door was somewhere else, that your good was far off, that your moment would arrive when conditions were perfect, when people approved, when everything made sense. But the law does not wait for approval. It does not need agreement from the world. It waits only for internal permission. And when that permission is given, through word, through trust, through vibration, the door doesn't appear. You appear. The truth of who you are steps forward, and everything else rearranges in response. Florence said, "There is a place that you are to fill and no one else can fill. Something you are to do which no one else can do. That place is the door. That something is your success. And the only way to enter it is to recognize it as your identity, not your destination. You don't find your calling, you answer it. You don't locate your breakthrough, you become it. The one who walks in dominion doesn't wait for a door. They understand they are the passageway through which the good must flow. You say, "But I feel stuck." Then look again. What you call delay is often denial of your own essence. What you call closed is often a signal to stop knocking and start aligning. The secret door to success was never hidden from you. It has always been waiting within you, beneath the layers of striving, beneath the fear, beneath the story that says you must be more, do more, earn more before you're worthy to enter. But you are worthy now. You are whole now. You are appointed now. And the law does not respond to effort, it responds to truth. And the truth is, you are the open door. Say it now, not as poetry, but as power. I am the door. I am the passage. I am the portal of my own success. The law flows through me. The timing flows through me. The good flows through me. I do not wait for the door. I realize I am the door. Let that truth break the illusion of lack. Let it end the search. Let it lift the weight of striving and replace it with the peace of presence. You no longer ask the door to appear. You speak it alive from the center of your being, and you walk forward, not through effort, but through embodiment. Now that you understand the door is not something you find, but something you are, it is time to fortify that truth with daily declaration, because identity must be spoken to be stabilized. You cannot walk in what you are not willing to proclaim. You cannot manifest what you refuse to name. And so, each morning, before the world speaks to you, before appearances whisper their lies, before fear can find its footing, you must declare who you are, not who you hope to be, not who you're trying to become, but who you already are in the eternal record of divine mind. That record says you are whole. That record says you are aligned. That record says you are success, expressed in human form. And the moment you say it aloud, you awaken the law to support it. The law always responds to I am. Why? Because I am is the root of identity. It is the sacred phrase that links the personal to the divine. When you say, I am aligned with perfect success, you are not making a wish. You are making a claim. You are stepping into your birthright. You are writing your vibration into the fabric of reality. When you say, I am the living doorway of divine expression, you are not describing yourself. You are activating yourself. You are reminding every cell in your body, every organ in your being, every atom in your field that you are no longer chasing. You are creating, no longer searching. You are seeing. Florence wrote, your word is your wand. But what good is a wand left on the shelf? You must pick it up. You must use it, daily, rhythmically, with fire, with authority. You must swing it through the air of resistance and carve open the unseen. This is why we speak. This is why we declare, not because God needs convincing, but because you need recalibrating. You need to hear yourself speak the truth louder than the world speaks the lie. So speak it now, not once, but every day. I am aligned with perfect success. I am no longer behind. I am in rhythm with my divine design. I am the living doorway of divine expression. What is mine by divine right is magnetized to me now. I carry the frequency of fulfillment. I move as one who is already chosen, already anointed, already complete. These are not affirmations. These are identity activations. They remind your being who you are before fear had a voice. They erase the programs of limitation. They shatter the illusions of waiting. They seal you in the atmosphere of the real. Say them again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, until doubt has no place to live, until delay no longer finds a home in your speech, until your vibration becomes so stable, so radiant, so unwavering, that the door opens, not as a surprise, but as a certainty. You are not becoming, you are remembering. And the more you speak your identity, the more reality must yield to it. The door opens not with a passcode, but with presence, not with striving, but with spiritual certainty. And yet, there are keys, not physical, not mental, but vibrational keys that turn the invisible lock and swing open the passageway to your good. These keys are your words, spoken with alignment. These keys are your beliefs, stabilized in truth. These keys are your declarations, repeated until they are no longer affirmations but atmospheres. You do not have to force the door open. You have to speak the vibration that makes it impossible for the door to stay shut. The first key is this: what I seek is seeking me. This is not philosophy. It is metaphysical law. Every desire you carry, every vision you've glimpsed, was not your idea. It was divine mind whispering its plan into your awareness. You are not the originator of your desire. You are the receiver. You are the co-creator. And what you seek, when it is true, when it is aligned, when it is pure, is seeking you with equal force. When you say, what I seek is seeking me, you are not hoping. You are aligning. You are stepping into the magnetic field of completion. You are no longer chasing. You are drawing. The second key: I no longer knock, I walk through. You have knocked long enough. You have begged long enough. You have waited in the hallway of potential, circling the door, doubting your access. But now you understand. The key is your tone. The door responds not to begging, but to authority. You don't wait for someone to let you in. You realize the door is already open to the one who speaks with alignment. So you walk through, not by effort, but by energetic right. Not with fear, but with frequency. Not with apology, but with affirmation. These keys do not wear out. They do not rust. They do not fade with time. The more you use them, the stronger they become. And each time you speak them, You sharpen your vibration. You hone your resonance. You tell the law, I am no longer outside. I am no longer unsure. I am no longer rehearsing lack. I am walking in as the rightful heir to my design. And the law, perfect, exact, responsive, says yes. Now speak the keys aloud, not once, not softly, but with certainty. What I seek is seeking me. I no longer knock, I walk through. I no longer wish, I declare. The law responds to my voice. My door is already open, and I walk in now. You don't need to try harder. You need to speak clearer. You don't need more signs. You need more stability. You don't need access granted. You need to recognize that access is already given. And the more you use the keys, the more the locks disappear. Not because the door changes, but because you do. Now that you hold the keys, now that your mouth has been trained to command and your spirit knows it is the door, you must go further, not just into access, but into overflow. For the secret door does not open into scarcity. It does not open to just enough. It swings wide into the vast, rich territory of divine surplus. And if you have entered the door but still expect crumbs, still fear the rug being pulled, still speak in terms of limits, you are only partially awake. The law of success does not stop at sufficiency. It moves toward multiplication. And so must you. Your declarations must now take on the frequency of overflow. Say this first. Every word I speak moves me closer to my design. For design is not a concept, it is a coded rhythm within you. It's already written, already formed. Your only task is to walk toward it in word, in vibration, in certainty. Every sentence that aligns with truth clears the path. Every fear spoken cancels motion. But when you speak in overflow, the path becomes not only visible, it becomes magnetic. It draws your provision. It attracts the people. It summons the door. Now say, doors open before me, silently, smoothly, and suddenly. This is how the spiritual realm moves, without noise, without struggle, without endless buildup. The shift does not require fanfare. The door does not creak or creak. It just opens. That's how divine timing works. One moment it looks like nothing, and the next moment everything aligns. Not because you forced it, but because you stayed in the rhythm of overflow long enough for it to meet you. Silently, because it doesn't need to announce itself. Smoothly, because no roughness is required when you're aligned. Suddenly, because the outer always seems delayed, until the inner matches truth. These are not poetic lines. These are vibration codes. You speak them, and the energy field responds. You repeat them, and your nervous system adjusts. You live in them, and doors begin to swing open with precision you could never have orchestrated. This is the rhythm of the secret door in action, word to alignment to manifestation. So now declare, not with hope, but with knowing. I no longer live in barely enough. I live in divine overflow. I am surrounded by supply. I am immersed in timing. I am in continual demonstration of spiritual surplus. Every word I speak moves me closer to my design. Doors open before me, silently, smoothly, and suddenly, and I walk through without hesitation, fear, or delay. This is your rhythm now. Overflow is your default. Anything less is a lie you no longer entertain. The final revelation is the one your soul already knew, but your mind resisted. The door has always been open, from the beginning. Since the moment you were breathed into existence by divine mind, since the blueprint of your being was etched in eternal pattern, the door stood open, not as a prize to be won, not as a puzzle to be solved, but as a perpetual invitation to enter your design. But fear blurred it. Time distorted it. The world told you it was locked, told you it was guarded, told you it belonged to the chosen few. And you believed it. You adopted the illusion. You stared at walls that weren't there. You waited for keys you already held. You begged for access to a space that had your name on it since before time began. And still, the door remained open. unmoving, unwavering, untouched by your doubt. The law never slammed it shut because you were confused. The law never hid it because you got tired. The law does not punish. It waits. It responds. It listens for the sound of your agreement. And now you are finally speaking. Now your word matches your blueprint. Now your frequency aligns with your name. And suddenly, no, inevitably, you realize the door has always been there, waiting for you to stop circling and start walking. You were never locked out. You were simply misaligned. You had agreed with timing that wasn't yours, definitions that weren't divine, delays that were never decreed. But you are not behind. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. The truth is eternal. The door to your success is not opening. It is open, and it has been waiting for you to step through. Isaiah 22:22 declares, "He shall open and none shall shut, and he shall shut and none shall open." The doors closed to you before, they were not your doors. Let them stay shut. Let them remain as monuments to misalignment. But this door, this open door, this secret door to your design, no man can shut it. No mistake can block it. No delay can cancel it. Because this door is not of man. It is of spirit. And when spirit opens a door, it stays open until the word spoken from your mouth walks you through it. So now, say this, not as poetry, not as affirmation, but as sacred decree. I was never locked out. I was never denied. I am aligned now. I am ready now. The door is open and I walk through. No man can shut what God has opened. No fear can block what truth has designed. I walk in, I take my place, and I let my success be seen. You no longer search for proof. You no longer wait for signs. You no longer bow to delay. The final revelation has come, and it is this. You are already standing in front of the open door, and your word is the step that takes you in. To walk through the secret door once is an awakening. To walk through it every day is a life transformed. You must now become a keeper of the rhythm. This is not a one-time realization. It is a daily recognition, a sacred repetition, a continual return to truth. You cannot afford to let the world reprogram your vibration every morning with its noise, fear, and delay. You must become the architect of your own field. You must condition your atmosphere with the words of dominion. And so I give you the practice, not complex, not mystical, but profoundly powerful. Speak, follow, deny. Speak your design. Before your feet touch the ground, before you check a single screen, before another voice can enter your consciousness, open your mouth and declare, I walk through the secret door to success. My perfect place is calling me. My day unfolds in perfect divine order. I am one with my design. These are not wishes. They are reminders. These are not hopes. They are activations. You are not starting the day from scratch. You are continuing the rhythm that began before time, when your design was written into the mind of God. Follow intuitive joy. As the day unfolds, you must listen, not to logic, not to fear, but to peace. Divine success does not scream. It whispers, it nudges, it says, call this person. Take this route. Rest here. Say yes to this. Say no to that. Your door opens through intuition, not analysis. And every time you follow the energy of alignment, the invisible hinges of opportunity begin to move. The door does not appear at the end of analysis. It appears at the moment of obedience. So when the guidance comes, follow it, even if it contradicts the map in your mind. Your soul knows what your ego has forgotten, and your design is never late. Deny delay and confusion. When fear returns, and it will, you do not debate it. You deny it. You do not consult it. You cast it out. You say, I do not believe in delay. I do not agree with confusion. I do not walk in circles. I walk in truth. You guard your field like a priest of your own temple. You do not allow doubt to pitch a tent in your inner court. Every time a thought says, "It's not working," you speak, "It's already done." Every time the appearance says, "Nothing's changing," you declare, "The door is already open, and I am walking in." This is your practice now, not complicated, not time-consuming, but sacred, daily, relentless. Speak, follow, deny. And with every rotation of this rhythm, your atmosphere will stabilize, your delays will dissolve, your energy will rise, and the door, no longer secret, no longer distant, will become your path, your practice, your pattern. Now let us speak it together, one more time. Each morning, I speak my design. Each moment I follow intuitive joy. Each fear I deny with truth. I walk through the secret door to success, not one day, but this day. Let this be the rhythm of your rising. Let it shape your life. Now we come to the final turning of the key, the closing vibration, the sealing of the word that will echo through your day and dissolve every shadow of resistance, every lie of delay, every leftover identity of lack. You are no longer circling the hallway of hesitation. You are no longer waiting to be picked, noticed, qualified, or invited. You are the invitation. You are the vibration. You are the open door. And now, with power, with rhythm, with divine certainty, you speak the activation, line by line, breath by breath, until the frequency becomes your reality. Say this, not as affirmation, but as decree. My door is open. Let the words ring like a bell in the unseen. Let them vibrate through every place where you once felt blocked. This is not a metaphor. This is your atmosphere being rewritten in real time. Your door is not pending. It is open. I am not behind. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not missing the wave. You are the wave. And you are exactly where you are supposed to be, rising into alignment, vibrating in perfect time with your divine unfolding. I am the right person, in the right place, at the right time. Let this recalibrate your nervous system. Let this command override the old program that said you were out of sync. Say it again and let it imprint. I am the right person, in the right place, at the right time. I walk in, and my good meets me. Your good is not in hiding. It is not teasing you from a distance. It is walking toward you the moment you walk in the vibration of authority. The moment you say yes, your good says, "Here I am." This is the law. I speak, and the way is made clear. There is no more waiting on clarity. There is only declaring your alignment and letting the path emerge as you move. Speak, and the path appears. Speak, and the resistance dissolves. Speak, and the law says yes. I walk through the secret door to success, and I do not walk back. Let this be your closing vow. The old self, the striver, the doubter, the wisher, does not follow you through this door. The moment you step through, you step out of that identity forever. You do not return to survival. You do not revisit confusion. You do not second-guess your entrance. The door is open, and you do not walk back. Breathe now. Let every word settle. Let the vibration stabilize. Let the law remember what you've spoken and prepare to perform it in perfect timing. Say it one last time with total authority, sealing this entire activation in dominion. The door is open. The way is clear. I am aligned. I walk in, and my success, my true success, meets me now. If this word stirred you, if something deep within you whispered, "Yes, this is the rhythm I've been waiting for," then you are not alone. You are not the only one who has stood at the threshold of the invisible, who has searched for the rhythm that would match the beat of your soul, who has longed to walk, not crawl, into divine success without apology. And I say to you now, this is not just a message. This is not just a video. This is not just a moment. This is a portal, and you do not walk through it alone. You have found a collective, a rhythm of souls who speak the word with fire, who no longer beg, who no longer whisper their worth, who no longer knock, they enter. This space is for the ones who remember, for the ones who declare, for the ones who rise every day and say, "The door is open, I walk in." When you comment, when you return, when you subscribe, not out of habit, but out of spiritual agreement, you are not joining a channel, you are joining a current, a flow, a spiritual frequency of open doors and fearless declarations. Let your presence be known. Let your voice become part of this sound. Let your daily return to this rhythm be your personal altar of alignment, not once, not for a season, but as a lifestyle, as a spiritual ritual of identity, power, and overflow. Say it with me one final time. I do not knock, I enter. I do not wish, I decree. The secret door is open, and I walk in now. Return here, declare here, align here. The law is listening, and we are walking through together.